I think there are a number of advantages of setting up your own business. I think we work with a lot of clients who've set up on their own, and they've done that really because they've got a vast amount of experience over the years, but working for other people. And there comes a point where they actually want to take the control. They want to be working for themselves, they want to be building something for themselves, and they want to be getting the rewards and the benefits from that. Sometimes they have seen how other people have done things over the years, and they have got ideas but not necessarily agreed with the way things have been done in other companies, and they want to put their own mark on it. And one of the best ways of doing that is actually to set up your own business and to run that company in the way that you want to run that company. And I think that's one of the key advantages of doing that for people. There are a number of opportunities, of course, of running your own business, and a number of threats as well, and we'll perhaps come to the threats in a minute. One of the main opportunities, and the thing that people value most, is really just that fact that you're your own boss. You can do what you want when you want to do it to a large extent, and what you create is yours. There's nobody there to tell you what to do, and you can really shape it in your own image. Of course, that's also one of the disadvantages, and I think it can be very lonely running your own business because you haven't got that support network necessarily to talk to. You might start to employ people, but because they're your employees, you may feel that, or you can't talk to them. One of the other threats, and it's also an opportunity, often these things go together, is that when you're running your own business, of course, it can start to take over your life. You don't work 9 to 5 anymore. There are no such things as standard hours, and it can become really quite all-encompassing. It takes over a lot of time for some people, so it's really important to be disciplined. Otherwise, it really does become too much. Everybody needs some time off from time to time. Another threat is that not every business works, and it's really important to remember that from the outset. Of course, with planning, that will help to make sure that the new company does do what it's meant to do. But I think often some people will start their own company, it's very successful to start off with at least, and then reaches a point where perhaps it needs to grow a bit, and that's the point that it becomes much harder and things start to go wrong with the company at that point. I think it's really important right at the start when setting up a new company to think, where do you want to be? Sometimes people will come out of a big corporate environment perhaps, and they'll start up, but they do what they used to do without really any sort of thought about where do they want to be, what are they actually creating. It's really important right from the start to set up the company, set up the business with some sort of plan of where you want to go. Is this something that's going to be the rest of your life? Perhaps is it something that you're going to plan and build for 5 years or so and then maybe sell in the future? However you do want to set the company up, it's important to set it up properly and to get the right structures into place. Things like shareholder agreements, if you're working with somebody else, are really important. Everybody assumes that because they get on at the moment, it's always going to be like that. People might have worked together at another business and come out to start up together and be very happy working together. Unfortunately, we do see situations where after many years that then goes wrong. Having those agreements, having that structure in place at the start is important, because if something goes wrong, then you've got it and you can fall back on it at that stage, and it's much easier to do these things at the beginning rather than much later down the line. So in summary, I think there are 3 takeaways that I'd like to leave with you. Firstly, setting up your own business can be a completely life-changing opportunity. I think if we talk to a number of clients, it'd be the best thing that they've ever done, and they would really recommend that people do it, and probably do it again and do it many times. Secondly, it's really important to be aware of the threats that may arise when you do set up a new business, because there are many of those threats, but with careful planning, those can be mitigated. Thirdly, and finally, I think it's really important to make sure you do plan properly, and having the right people around you can help you plan. So do talk to your advisors, do talk to your accountants and your solicitors to make sure that you've got the right structures around you.